Hello dear R learners, hope you are doing great. In this video, we will import the Excel file. In order to import the Excel file, we will use the RStudio console. So go to the environment pane, import dataset, and select from Excel option. Here you will have to select the folder in which the Excel file is stored. So go to the browse, select the Excel file, click open, and then you will see the preview of the data that you want to import. Now there are many import options which we can use while importing the data. So let's look at them one by one. It starts with the name. You can change the name of the data frame. If you don't change the name, then by default the name of the file will be considered as the name of the data frame. So here we will use IMDb data1 as the name of the data frame. If your Excel file has different worksheets, then all those worksheets will get populated here. So here we will select IMDb movies worksheet. Range, by default, while importing the Excel data, all the data range will get selected. But if you're interested in specific range, then you can mention that here. You can also mention the number of rows. If you want to import only first 20 rows, for example, you can mention that. Skip any and other options we will see later. Have a look at this code preview. Now this is the interesting stuff. At the back end, when you import the Excel file, RStudio uses readxl package. So it is loading a readxl package, and then it is using a readxl function from this package. You will also see the file path and the worksheet that we have selected. Now the interesting part here is, whatever the option on the left hand side you select, those options will get automatically reflected in the readxl function. So for example, if I change the worksheet to IMDb movies sheet 2, then have a look at the sheet argument. This sheet argument gets changed to IMDb movies sheet 2. So let me again change it back to IMDb movies. Okay, and now we are ready to import the data. So hit the import button. Right, so here we go. IMDb data1 is now imported into the R, and you can view the entire data frame here. We have imported the first worksheet. Now let's import the second worksheet. In the second worksheet, we have done few changes. As you can see, the first 4 rows we want to skip because they are not part of the data frame. And in the actual data, you will find few of the rows which are empty, the highlighted one, and few of the rows have dollar values which we want to replace with any values. So how we can able to do that while importing the file? Let's go back to the RStudio. Again, environment pane, import dataset from Excel, select the file path, select the file. Now we will have to play around with these import options. We have seen the first 3 options. Now here I want to change the data frame name to IMDb data2. We will select the worksheet as IMDb movies sheet 2. Look how the readxl function gets automatically updated here. Now we want to skip the first 4 rows. So mention 4 in skip option. It will skip the first 4 rows. Now in the any option, we want to replace the dollar value with any. So mention dollar here. By default, wherever the blank cells in the Excel are observed, they get replaced with any values. So that is by default. But in case of special symbols or special characters, if you want to replace those characters with any values, then you will have to mention those here in any option. Now here is another one, the first row as names. Now this option, if you check this option, then while importing the Excel file, R will consider the first row of the data frame as the header row of the data. That means the first row of the data frame will be used as a column names. That you can see, in fact, in the data preview, the column name here is actually the part of the data. It's the observation. They are not the column names originally in the data set. But because we have checked this option first row as names, R has converted the observations into the column names. Now if we uncheck this, then look what happens. If we uncheck this option, then as you can see, R uses its own default column names, and the first row is considered as the part of the data frame. It's considered as the observation in the data frame. Right, so before we import, let's copy this code. Okay, now then press the import button. Here we go. Now we got the second IMDb data2 data frame inside the R environment, and in the preview you can see that some of the cells have any values in them because those cells either have dollar value or they are blank. All those cells got replaced with any value. We also have the third worksheet. This is the third worksheet of the data frame that we are going to import, but we will be using the readxl function now to import this third data frame, to import this third worksheet. I'm sorry. Everything remains the same, but one change that I have done here, now we got two symbols. We got the dollar symbol as well as we got the hash symbol, which we want to replace with any values. Okay, so let's go back to the RStudio, open the R script and paste the code that you have just copied. We got the readxl file, we got the file path where the Excel file is situated. Now few changes we will have to do here. In case of a worksheet, we will use worksheet 3, so change its name to sheet 3. Now in case of a NA, we will have to create a character vector because we have now two symbols instead of one. So dollar symbol and the hash symbol. So all these two symbols, the cells which have all these two symbols will get replaced with any values. We will keep skip equal to 4 and let's execute. So I'm sorry, so before we execute, let's change the name of the data frame to IMDb data3, and now let's execute. Let's view the data frame. So here we go. So here we go. We have IMDb data3 as a data frame, and some of the missing values and some of the values which are cell values which are blank, and the cells with the dollar and the hash values got replaced with any values, as you can see here. Great. So in this video, we imported the Excel file. In the last two videos, we imported the CSV file. We will continue our journey of our programming. In the next videos, we will see the conditional statements and control loops. I will see you in the next video.